It does, but now, like Jorge Mas said, this is now where the real work begins. We've done well to get to this point because there were certain moments where I didn't think it was going to happen, even in December when I sat down and flew to New York to see Marcelo. We talked about, maybe it's not going to happen. Then we both decided over breakfast and a coffee that let's give it one more try. And obviously, we're here now. So, well, I think the difference now is the league is a lot more stable to what it was 15, 20 years ago. The league has gone from, being a 16, 17 team league to now, obviously, we're the 24th team coming into the league. So I think at the end of the day, it's been a journey. I always knew that Miami was the right city. I said from day one, this is where I want the team to be. People have turned around to me in the last 4 years and said, there's other cities that, it'll be a lot easier. Why don't you do that? Why don't you bring the team? You'll be up and playing in 2 years. But I always said, no way, this is the town. Well, I think, obviously people want to see big stars, big players that they recognise, players that have won everything in the game. And of course, you always want to set the bar really high. So yes, we do want to bring in, players of that calibre. But the more interesting thing for us as an ownership group and as a team is to bring the young kids of Miami and kind of build them into being full-time professionals and go on and play for their countries, and that will be the moment where we know we've succeeded. We want to build a state-of-the-art academy, and we want to get these kids playing and being able to give them the chance of being professional football players. When you mention names like that, people all want to see these players play. You talk about Cristiano, you talk about Zlatan, you talk about Messi. These are the players that are loved all around the world. But realistically, can we afford to bring players in like that? Who knows? I think at the end of the day, we have a lot of experience and owners that are very powerful in many different areas, and obviously have the expertise in many different areas. So, do we have the means to bring in these players? Yes, of course we do. But do we want to bring young talented players from Miami into this team? Of course, that's our aim. I think at the end of the day, we want to build a philosophy that will run throughout the club. We have the opportunity to obviously start this team from the ground up, and that's a good thing, but also it's a challenging thing. We need to create a philosophy of how the team plays, how the club is run, how people see us globally, because we are an MLS team, but we see us more as a global team because this is a global city. So I think at the end of the day, we want to set our sights high.
We've had lots of team announcements over the last number of years. Our league is growing rapidly, but this was just such an important day for our league, important day for the city of Miami. We've worked for so many years to finalize this opportunity. David Beckham, some great local partners, a stadium being built in the urban core. It's an exciting moment for us.
And just how important was David Beckham's involvement in the Miami franchise?
What all started with David was presented with the opportunity to have the right to purchase an expansion team when he came in with his original contract, and that was 2007. So it's been many, many years that we've all been talking about trying to get to this moment. 4 years since we've announced that Miami was the place that he was going to exercise that option. David, this was his dream, this was his plan, and he worked pretty hard through lots of trials and tribulations to get it done. But, I think the team needs to be connected in the community. It's such an important, culturally rich city and really culturally passionate region. So, he's got to come up with that plan. Where is the right combination of star players that might be experienced overseas, players that he might sign from South America in the middle of his roster, and then those players that he might grow through their academy, which they're rapidly trying to create. So that recipe's got to come together, and it's not easy in Major League Soccer to do that. He's a smart guy. They'll hire smart people, and I'm confident they'll be able to pull it all together.